Hey y'all, welcome to the Uncaped Mama Podcast, your place to shed your superwoman persona and get real about all things mommyhood, finances, relationships, fun, and more. I am your host, Dom, and welcome to the first episode. I'm excited to introduce myself to you and to dive into a topic that I think is super important for anybody to hear, but particularly moms in the United States. That's a perspective I can speak from. I'm not familiar with, mommying in another country and all of the cultural differences and things like that, but I can speak to being a mama in the United States. So let's jump into it. Episode 1. All right, y'all, I'm gonna be honest. I might have like 5 minutes. So this first episode may be really short. And to be honest, I'm a mom. It is post daycare time. It is almost dinner time. My kids are going to be looking for me before Bluey comes on, but I was super excited to get this podcast out. I have been planning on it, had the name reserved, all these things for probably about a year. This is really important to me to have a space, one, for myself to shed the superwoman persona, but also to hopefully relate to some other moms. I actually have people in my life, former coworkers and also current friends who really wanted me to talk about these things that I plan to talk about throughout the podcast. So I'm wanting to get it out today, and today is the day. So if this one's short, bear with me. Also know that other ones might be short as well. I don't want to carefully curate a life or even pretend to be something that I'm not throughout this podcast series. Things will perfect and grow and become their own thing, right? I'll get better with time at podcasting, but for now, this is me. So let me tell you a little bit more about me. Hello, I am Dom. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I live in Dallas, Texas. I am a mom, a fiance, a daughter, a sister, a cousin, a best friend, a world traveler, hilarious. I'm a part-time comedian. I'm super funny, okay? I am intuitive. I'm reflective. I have ADD. I have anxiety. I've struggled with depression. I have a genetic disorder called acute intermittent porphyria, which gives me challenges all the time. I'm also on a healing journey. I'm healing my body physically from the inside out. I'm a mama of 2, a boy and a girl. I am an auntie, and that still is one of my favorite titles. Before becoming a mom, it was my favorite title, so it's number 2. All of that comes before being an entrepreneur. I own a business called Care Bath and Body Products, and this podcast was really born out of me wanting to do more to connect with my customers, my ideal market. How can I talk about self-care as it relates to parenthood? How can I talk about self-care as it pertains to being a caregiver? What can I share about my journey to connect with other people in a way that hopefully helps them? So that's me. I want to get into the topic of episode 1, and that title is You Are More. You are so much more than a mama. I say this, one, because one of the things that bothered me and has always bothered me about moms in particular, when they have their first baby, people say that they don't matter. And they may mean that in a joking way, but then they start to act on it where they're not being checked on. Friends are asking about them, they're asking about the baby first. Family's not calling to talk to you. They're calling to see the kids who cannot talk, who are not interested, right? Or who are interested for a time because they're really curious about what's going on. And then as they continue to grow, they don't care for periods of time, right? Who's checking on you? Who is saying that you matter? Who is allowing you to continue to have dreams and goals and other desires and social time and travel time and time to get pretty, time to take a bath by yourself, time to pee by yourself, time to eat a meal while it's still hot by yourself before someone else needs you? That is why I knew my first topic had to be about you being more. You are more. You were created for more. Motherhood is just a part of your story. And when I think about me, it was one of the things I desired. I actually used to want to have more kids than I have, and I'm done now. I'm done with 2. But I used to want to have like 5 to 7 kids. And I think that was because it was just me and my brother. My cousins were around growing up, and that felt like extensions of siblings. And while I was a loner, I spent a lot of time to myself. I observed them a lot, but really I read books and played games and probably talked to myself a little bit. I did science experiments by myself. Like, I had connections with people, but I enjoyed space alone. But I really loved the idea of having a larger family and, being able to have kids that have more than one sibling. Life be lifing, and my mind changed after having one. But I knew that I wanted to be a mom. I've always been a nurturer, always been a caretaker. I've always been an advocate. Always thought about equality and equity. The stories that my grandma, my mom, and aunts and cousins tell me about me is really interesting. I asked why a lot, but I was taking care of people as well. I would say, okay, like, I think that my cousin, my brother in particular, I think they learned their lesson. Like, I think they're okay. And then, trying to tell him, like, stop getting in trouble. Don't do that. If people were sick, I was trying to figure out ways to make them feel better. When it was my grandma's birthday, she still talks about this. Me and 2 of my friends who are my neighbors, we would make her like these handmade gifts, and we'd make her little cupcakes and cake for her birthdays. And those were her favorite. So the nurturing, caring spirit was always in me. I wasn't great at art. I have a new appreciation for art. I enjoyed art, right? I enjoyed consuming art. Creating art, I wasn't confident in when I was younger. But I loved the way people felt when I made something handmade for them. I enjoyed that type of creativity. So, I had all of that in me. I'm organized and logical in the way that I think and try to plan. I became a teacher. That was my first job out of college, and really loved it. I knew that my students knew that I loved them. I wasn't just saying that. The way in which I cared about them as human beings came before anything else. So I was doing hair, and I had lotion on the desks, and I had snacks, their favorite snacks, but also healthier versions of their favorite snacks, right? I would come early and stay late, and I spent time with some of the kids on the weekends. I went to their football games and basketball games and watched the girls who were cheerleaders, all of those things. Just that nurturing spirit was there. In college, I was taking care of people. I enjoyed getting with friends and cooking, and even as an adult, enjoy cooking meals for people and just allowing them to be. So that, again, the nurturing part of motherhood was always there, and I knew I wanted to be a mom. It was just part of something I wanted to do, and I didn't know when it was going to happen. I had settled on probably 3 months before I knew I was pregnant. I had settled on just being a rich auntie. That's what I was going to be. I was already aspiring, to attain wealth because I wanted to, give back to the community. I wanted to have more opportunities to help other people in a way. And I'm like, I don't need to be a billionaire, but a couple million would allow me to do a lot of things, right? For myself and for others. And so I'd settled on that. I'll just be a rich auntie. And that was a hard thing to come to. But I was 36 years old, hadn't been pregnant, struggled in relationships, which I am certain we'll get to one day in these podcast episodes, and just said, forget it. I'm good. And I feel like at that moment, my son, who was probably, already around, his little baby spirit chose me. And then found out I was pregnant. I was very sick, but I'm like, wow, I'm about to be a mom. Became a mom at 36 years old, mom of 1, and then at 37, became a mom of 2. So I am now 39. My son is almost 3. My son will be 3 this year. My daughter will be 2 this year. And the beginning of mommyhood was rough. I just struggled. I know that was a long pause, but I struggled mentally, physically, emotionally. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I felt immense guilt I felt like I should be doing more for both of my children at both times. I felt like I should have been healing faster. Then I felt like no one cared about me. I didn't feel supported. I felt like I had to immediately get up and get moving and take care of things because nothing mattered but my children. And people were jokingly like, you don't matter. Well, where's the kid? And I'm like, well, I definitely just had major surgery twice to get these children out of my body. No one's checking to see if I've eaten. And by the way, in labor with the first one, I couldn't eat for a whole week because I was in labor that long. I may get to that story one day too. But it was truly as if I didn't matter anymore. And that was really hard. I'm not a person who needs a bunch of attention, but I help people feel like they matter to me, or at least I do my best to do that. And to have a child and feel like I didn't matter, like I'm literally like, oh, I was just the vessel, and like, oh, I guess I can peace out because you got the kid now, was really hard. Took a toll on me mentally. I struggled with anxiety, with immense guilt, with shame. Then I'd be mad at myself for feeling ashamed and guilty. I'd be mad for being anxious. I'd be mad at myself for how hard I was being on myself. And I am grateful for best friends, for the godparents of my children, for people who have known me for a long time, my cousins, my aunt even, a few times called or texted me and let me know that I mattered. How are you doing, Dom? Before I ask about kids, how are you doing? Meals would just show up at the house. I would get notes and letters and gifts and text messages and, Instagram memes and videos reminding me about how important I am still and will be, about how much I have to give and to achieve and to accomplish outside of being an amazing parent. And also that I'm a great mom. That was rough. I did not think that I was. And so to get the reminders of like, yeah, Dom, you're still dope as hell and you're an amazing mom, but you matter before that, was revolutionary almost to me. You don't hear people saying that all the time. It's take care of the kid, but I can't take care of the kid, especially me. I just told y'all I got a genetic disorder. You can look up acute intermittent porphyria when you have a chance. Just do a quick Google search, right? Like, it's constant. And if I don't take care of myself, I quite literally physically cannot take care of them, my kids, for maybe 2 weeks or so or longer until the attack is over. And so having those reminders that I was more, that it's okay for me to desire more, was great. So I say to you, if you are listening, no matter what you do, whether you're a parent or not, you are worthy. You are more. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're thriving. You're healthy. You're creative. You're a boss. You're a bomb-ass mom. Whatever it is that you need to hear, begin to tell yourself that. Continue to create and make plans for the things that you want. Schedule in social time. And that does not have to be play dates. I literally got to a point where I said, I actually don't want to do like dates with mom friends where I bring my kids. I'd actually like to take them somewhere else. And then I go have a date with a mom or go hang with my friends, maybe who aren't parents. Or maybe I hang with nobody. I don't want to have to take my kids everywhere because my mom did not take me everywhere. When she wanted to go to happy hours, she went. When she wanted to hang and do adult time, she figured it out. If somebody was available and wanted to watch us, that happened. She was able to go to work. We went to daycare. We went to school, those sorts of things. They bring a lot of balance and a lot of joy to my life, and I wanted to do that. Sometimes, yeah, I totally hang out with my kids. I enjoy that. They're hilarious. I like spending time with them and exposing them to things. And a lot of time, there's another, maybe half the time, if we're being real, where there are other folks around them that also care about them, and I want them to spend time with their godparents, for example, as well, with their grandma, as well, with their aunties and uncle as well. They are better for that. I'm better for that. Them having the ability to hang out with different people, to even be away from me, is a good thing. Now, of course, making sure they're protected. Protection is number one. If I don't feel like they're going to be safe, they're not going. Point blank, period. If I get the inkling, maybe if I have plans earlier in the day, right? And somehow my intuition is saying, nah, you can't go. I won't go. Like, we just won't go. We'll chill in the house. And typically that's when a storm has popped up, or there's some random accident, or, something crazy. And I'm happy I listened to myself, because it's safety first in the universe, right? Safety first, protection first for my babies. I have a solid group of people that I trust to watch them. And so that's what we do. But other than that, I still get to run my business and grow it. I still spend time with friends and family by myself. I've still been able to go to bars and restaurants. I go to happy hour. I get my nails done. I get my hair done. I talk to friends all the time. I'm reading books. I go to the gym. I had to learn how to do all those things because they were important to me. But I had to remind myself before I could even do it that it was okay. I'm not worse or terrible because I have a life outside of my children. I am not a terrible person for recognizing that my mission and purpose on earth is more than motherhood. Motherhood is a piece of that journey. It's a part of my job, and it's not going away. When my kids become adults, I'm still a mom. What momming looks like is different, but I'm still their mother, and I'm excited about that. That does not end. But my life did not stop at age 36 when I had my first child, and I'm not ready for it to stop now. So I say to you, you are more. Find ways to be more. Tap into that. Learn to be okay with it. Remind yourself of that. If you have to talk to yourself and repeat it, you got to write it on your mirror, post-it notes, wherever. You are more. You are more than a parent. You are more than a mom. You are more than the boxes people are putting you into. Find your way. Find your place. Be more. All right. I was able to talk for like 13 minutes, y'all. So we got in more than 5 minutes, but I hear my children ready for some dinner. So again, I told you I was going to be real, raw, relatable. This is the place. I am excited that I was able to get this episode out. If you could see my face, my cheeks are smiling really big. I am thrilled. I feel so good about just being able to talk and get the message out. And I hope that this touches someone. So if you know somebody who needs to hear the message that they are more, send this out. If you'd like to shop with me, I would love to make a care package for you. carebathandbody.com. That is where I sell all natural skincare products to enhance your self-care journey. The products are quick, easy to use, and they are perfect for busy moms and caregivers. All right, talk to y'all soon. See y'all on Uncaped Mama on Instagram. So UNCAPEDMAMA on Instagram. Also care, CARE_ Bath and Body, BATHANDBODY on Instagram. That's both of those pages. And again, see y'all here, back wherever you're listening to this. And I don't know when, y'all. I can't promise how often episodes may come out. There may be weeks where it's every day, and there might be weeks where you don't see me. I guarantee you I'm still here. Can't wait to come back and talk to y'all soon. Bye.